Welcome back to the Successful Diligence podcast. I wanted to make sure that you were aware of how valuable you are to us and me here at Successful Diligence as a listener of the podcast. It means so much that you allow me to provide value through the podcast and that you listen and you show up and you invest your time. It means the world to me and I so appreciate it. One way that you can show your appreciation for the podcast, if you've gotten any value from anything we've ever said is you can support us financially so that we can continue to provide the value that you've come to know from the Successful Diligence podcast. And it can be literally less than a cup of coffee a day, 99 cents per month. That's less than $1 per month, all the way up to $5, $10, however much you want to give. But as little as $1, less than $1, 99 cents, that would make such a difference to us. You can go to the show notes and you can click the link where listener support is highlighted. There's different links in the show notes, or you can go to anchor.fm/successful diligence /support, and you can sign up there, and literally it's one time per month, 99 cents, less than a cup of coffee, and yet you would be having an impact on supporting this podcast to bring more value, reach more people, to have a greater impact in the world. And we appreciate in advance any support that you're able to provide. Again, anchor.fm/successful diligence /support, or you can click the link in the show notes and show your support financially. We appreciate it and we thank you in advance. Today I want to talk about owning your mistakes. And it's funny because I forgot to publish this episode before midnight and on Friday. So I technically am still being consistent with my daily episodes. I just published it late. So I apologize if you were hanging on by a thread waiting for this episode to drop. But I wanted to be completely transparent and let you know that I missed my deadline one day. So it is about almost 3 months into 2020 now. And I have been consistent with a daily episode every single day this year. And I was not going to allow the streak to continue. I caught it like at 12:03. So I am publishing this 3 minutes late. But the concept is that when you recognize that you messed up or that you made a mistake, acknowledging it and making it right and being honest and transparent about it is what helps you grow as a person, as a leader, and helps you advance in terms of success. Because as you develop integrity and consistency and discipline, and you obtain trust and dependability and are given more responsibility in life, on your job, with different tasks, whatever it is, it's always important to acknowledge when you make a mistake and then immediately try to rectify it. And sometimes the mistake is big and you can't rectify it. Like at my full-time job, I made a mistake by locking a stamp in my drawer that was needed by somebody else that I actually left for the day. So they didn't have access to it for the rest of the day. So there wasn't anything I could do to rectify that because they just couldn't access that stamp for the rest of the day till I came in the next day. So yes, it was an inconvenience for them, and it was a mistake on my part because I forgot to give it back to them so they could use it. But I apologized and said I offered another solution of having, the maintenance guy come and open up the place where it was locked up. And, the person ultimately was like, you know what, no biggie, I can just get it done tomorrow. It was not a deadline type of thing. But I took ownership for the mistake. I apologized and recognized what I did wrong and apologized to the other person, acknowledging the inconvenience that it caused them and allowing them the space to feel however they wanted to feel. Because that other person could have rejected my apology, could have gotten an attitude, could have gone any type of way, when she chose to respond with grace and kindness and move on. And it wasn't one of those things that was like a life or death or like a deadline type of issue. But the point is that it's really important for your own personal integrity, for your own growth and development, and for the promotion of success and for the development of success, as well as becoming the best version of yourself, acknowledging when you mess up, owning it, and then moving on and not dwelling in it, not going into this deep pit of, despair or what have you, but just, putting your big girl pants on or your big boy pants on and keep it moving and just taking the lesson from it so that you don't make the same mistake twice. And I always say this whenever I'm in training for something, I always say, and because I'm very hard on myself and I have very high expectations, but I know I mess up too, because I know I'm not perfect, because perfection is an illusion. And so when I do make a mistake, I always take a mental note and I say, I will not make the same mistake twice, because I'm going to take the lesson and I'm going to implement what I've learned going forward. And so I very rarely make the same mistake twice. It's okay to make mistakes, but if you continue to make the same mistake, it's no longer an accident. It's a choice. And if you continue to do it, it becomes a chosen habit. So acknowledge that if that's what you're doing, and work towards taking responsibility, owning your mistakes, taking the lesson from the mistake. It's a learning and a growth opportunity. And I would encourage you to always strive to never make the same mistake twice. So I hope you found some value in this. I hope that you are having a wonderful day wherever you are. Always, always keep walking. And as you walk through this journey of life, always, always choose gratitude. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it is the easiest way for you to make a podcast. It's free. The creation tools allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. So easy to use. And Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so that it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many, many more platforms. You don't have to upload. They do it all for you. You can also make money from your podcast, cha-ching, with no minimum listenership. I started making money with my first episode. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. Just go to your app store and download the free Anchor app, or you can go to anchor.fm to get started now. Anchor FM and get your podcast started.